is just fantastic.
2 weeks ago we discussed Johnny Somali on this channel. Now Johnny had pled guilty to a number of charges. There are a few reasons why. One, irrefutable proof that he had committed these crimes. And there being no way out, he has a public defender and he's against a prosecution that have a 98% win ratio, which is quite common in South Korea. Unlikely to win, he had to plead guilty knowing fines and potential prison time are staring him in the face. Atozi had covered this and done a marvellous job of doing so, I might add. But we knew with time more would come out. For example, during that we knew about 4 charges, but there was a fifth charge on the way and we were waiting for information on it. Johnny is not allowed to do certain things while he's in South Korea now. His lifestyle is heavily restricted and limited. Doesn't stop him being a jackass, but he's still living that kind of life. I will link so you know the full context of those guilty pleas down below in the pinned comment. For this we're going to go to some articles that are relevant to today. So over on Twitter, Legal Mindsetter tweeted 5th charge officially merged into case of Ramzi Khalid Ismail Johnny Somali in South Korea. This charge carries mandatory prison time with no option of fine. No was supposed to be aggressive, wasn't it, as well? Ramzi is officially headed behind bars, unless he can somehow win against a prosecutor with 98% win rate. Now this does, as Katie had replied, make sense because he has been going a bit stir crazy on more recent streams. He thought he was going to get away, then probably was told about what's coming, and he's been, oh crud, consequences, can't just do what you want to people. I think it's important to acknowledge that he can't just do what he wants to people in other countries and get away with it when he thinks his Americanness makes him immune. You're a skinny little vertically challenged fool. Nothing about you gives you immunity in the slightest. If you were a child, many would recommend a belt. As you're an adult, people are still recommending that belt. Yeah, but they're recommending it being, well, administered by Eddie Hall, or the guy that did the Assassin's Creed ass slap on his wife. So to the first article. Ramzi Khalid Ismail, better known by his alias Johnny Somali, is a live streamer who is known for his controversial behaviour and antics. Nice underselling. The streamer, who is banned on Twitch, is facing 2 counts of obstructing business, 2 minor crime act violations, and a few other charges. To make his reputation even worse, he was spotted wandering around before joining the protest where he shouted "Chinese Communist Party out" and kissed posters of the president. He was addressing his livestream on Power Chat when he was punched in the back of his head by someone who recognised him at some place. But it wasn't until the assailant called him a racial slur that the streamer started following him. When it comes to how Johnny is treated IRL, because his streams are all IRL anyway, it turns out, camera or no camera, the people of South Korea really don't like him. And there can be some aggravating motivating factors, of course. There can be some arbitrary ones too. I'm not going to justify them attacking him, nor him disrespecting or attacking them. Not going to do that. I'm however going to show the clip.
W stream, are you guys enjoying the stream today? Whoa! Whoa! You should have been live when you saw that. What's up? Come back. Come back. Come back. What did you say? What did you say? Hey, back the fuck. What's up? Why are you punching me? I'm a what?
I'm really hoping this isn't one of those people that were paid to do something like that, because it generates controversy and interesting content, even for someone like Johnny, whose relevancy is diminishing massively by the day. And he needs relevancy. For a guy who can't make much money on the platforms that he's on right now, his options, as you all know, are very limited. It's why he has a public defender as opposed to paying for somebody to defend him. Although, at the same time, if you're going to save money, you may as well, especially if you know eventually how screwed you really are. And we know he's screwed. We know he's going to prison. I'm all in favour of it because it tickles me to no end.
Why are you saying that? Can I touch the statue? So you think it's okay to be physically assaulting somebody?
Yeah, you're in my country, buddy.
Listen, but you can't physically assault me. You come to America, you think I'm going to assault you?
So
what the f*** is that?
Different country, buddy.
So you cannot touch me. You want to go to jail right now?
Yeah, whatever.
You want to go to jail? You want to go to jail? You want me to call the police right now?
Hey, you want to face me?
Back the f*** up. You're in front of the police station right here, bro.
Hey,
you're in front of the police station right now. What the f*** are you doing? Why don't you talk and have a conversation? Have a conversation and talk.
Just in case you're curious why I played more of this, it's because I loved that during this interaction, this altercation, Johnny, because he creates interest, it really does. he tried to take the high ground. I'm not going to justify him being hit. I'm just going to point out that in virtually all his streams where he's out in the public, he gets hit by somebody. It kind of part and parcel with his content these days. I expect him, if he goes back to America, to suffer the same fate. When he gets back to America, that is, after he served an inevitable prison sentence. Now, to go back to the CCP and the protest thing, Somali has been, because of domestic online communities, he's been outed because it's actually illegal for foreigners to participate in political protests, which means he could actually face an additional charge, but I guess why beat somebody when they're already down? Even if they act as if they're not, he's short enough that he could be considered laying down half the time. One charge we know there's a lot more to concerns deepfakes. This one carries a rather hefty sentence. We know this is being discussed, and that is in fact where the guaranteed prison time is. Prosecutors revealed recently that he is now facing charges for violating South Korea's Special Act on Sexual Violence Crimes. The charge stems from an AI-generated deepfake that depicted popular Korean streamer Bong Bong in fabricated intimate scenes with Johnny Somali. Under South Korean law, the creation, distribution or possession of non-consensual AI-generated explicit content is classified as a sexual crime. As it should be, by the way. I'm not a big fan of the AI stuff in the first place, whether it be cartoon art, whether it be the promotion of AI Instagram influencer accounts. Yes, I've seen those. Whether it be used for comedic purposes, I'm not a fan, okay, in the art sense. I'm really not a fan. To use it to create your own adult content, though, with yourself in it, that is a violation of that person. It really is. Not you, the person who created it, the person you featured within it. It was done solely to create harm, to harm their brand, harm that person, to besmirch them in any way you can. Legal experts have confirmed that this offence carries a mandatory prison sentence of up to 7 years. Now, previously, we discussed what we think Johnny will get based on the 4 charges that were known. Based on the severity, we all agree 1 to 2 years at most. This one's a swerve, up to 7 years. Based on the 2, unless they do concurrent, I could believe he'll get another 2 on top. Now, I don't know if South Korea does a out on good behaviour thing, but let's face it here. Anything more than a year in prison for Johnny is catastrophic for his presence online. He could of course come back, but he actually has to start again. This guy's been yeeted from multiple platforms. He has minimal presence on anywhere outside of TikTok and the shitty little place he streams. He really doesn't have much of a presence anymore, or the big platforms he's not on. He can't be on them because of what he does. His YouTube channel is also minimal. He's not that popular. He's really not. TikTok is where he actually had some viewership. Easy money as well if he wants to come back and start doing NPC. Maybe South Korean prison will teach him to grow up a little bit. Even though he'll still be shorter than most, he's really not that tall or that tough.
Take the mask off. You're not a man. You hiding with a mask. Hit better next time. Hit better next time. Should we follow him out or let him go? Let him go? You're a pussy. Come here and talk. Come talk. Come talk. Come talk. Come here. Yo, come. Come. Now you falling down the stairs like a bitch. Come. You pussy. Come talk. Take the mask off.
Quote from Legal Mindset, "This is not simply an issue of digital mischief. This is a serious sexual offence, and South Korea's courts will treat it as such. When deepfakes are weaponized to humiliate or defame, which is pretty much how they're always used, the legal system responds with severe consequences. South Korea has cemented its reputation as a global leader in combating digital sex crimes. Country's strict laws were fortified following a series of high-profile cases involving sexually explicit deepfakes and online harassment. In 2024, lawmakers passed legislation criminalizing the possession and viewing of non-consensual deepfake content. Offenders can face up to 3 years in prison or fines reaching $30 million, which is about $26,000.
He hit me like in the hat. He tried to slap my hat off. And then no damage. No damage. No damage. Alex, did you get the footage?
Yeah, I got it.
You got the footage? Alex got the footage. Don't chase Johnny. I'm not going to chase him. In front of the police station. Look at them. How weak they are. Look at that. Follow that gook. It's crazy.
No offense intended, because I've seen you hit the ground so many times, Johnny, but you are the last person who should be acting big brave because someone walked away after clarting you. I'm not big on sucker punches, but you've been sucker punched a lot. Credit where it's due, you do get up, but you really should learn to stop running your mouth to keep getting clarted. You are, let's face it, based on your size, at risk of CTE at this point, if you haven't already had a half a dozen in South Korea. And as far as updates go, knowing that he is now in genuine trouble, as if he wasn't before, this one being the more serious and treated as such, when it comes to his next court hearing, which I think is early April anyway, I'm curious to see how quickly he pleads guilty to this when he knows there's a guaranteed prison sentence. When it's up to 7 years, I'll be honest, based on his antics in the country, compounded with everything else as mitigating evidence, I can genuinely see them putting him away for what I've already suggested of at least 2 years. Of course, we will know more within the next 2 weeks. So yes, there will be an update to this in the future. I know it's a little bit shorter than usual, I do apologise, but updates don't normally have a preset time limit, as it were. There is a new video on Omegon too, and I'm going to be streaming later tonight. Hope to see you there. If not, as daylight savings has happened, very grateful for that. Yeah. Have a wonderful day, and thank you all very much for listening.